Before we start the show, let's hear from one of our sponsors. Their support keeps this show free for you. Don't you wish we could scoop up all the electronics in our house and just throw them in the garbage? Are you sick of fighting with your kids about how long and how much? And no, you can't have social media. And no, we're not going to watch our show for 7 hours a day. Electronics are the bane of our existence. But how can we cohabitate with electronics? I have created an event. It's called Plugged In Parenting. And I'm going to be meeting with folks April 29th and 30th for an hour each day at noon to discuss how we can live with electronics in our children without completely indulging them and also without being completely restrictive. Join me for this 2-day event. I can't wait to see you there. Hi, I'm Michelle, a mother of 2 teens. 13 years ago, I traded in punishments and rewards for connection. Now I prioritize relationship over behaviors, utilize play as a parenting tool, and set limits with empathy instead of consequences. Each week, I share my journey and interview clients, experts, and followers. Thanks for joining me on the Peace and Parenting podcast. I'm so glad you're here. Welcome to the Peace and Parenting podcast, everybody. I'm Michelle, and I have Michaela here who has a parenting question. Michaela, would you introduce yourself?
Hi, how are you? My name is Michaela. I have 3 girls, 10 years old, 7 years old, and an almost 4-year-old.
So tell us, you have a parenting question, and we talked about it briefly, but let's just let everybody know what you're struggling with mostly.
So my background is to be Italian American. We are very loud. I speak loud. I am a teacher. I am loud. I'm a cheerleading coach. I am loud. My in-laws are loud. My mother is loud. We grew up in a very loud family. So I feel like my children really only listen to me when I'm yelling. And I don't want it to be like that. And I ask them many times, can't you respond or do what I ask when I'm calm? It must get to this level that I don't want to be at. Right. And then I'm losing it because I'm Italian and I'm now losing it.
And now you're extra loud.
Correct.
Yes, I get it. You're not alone. Us, Irish and Latinos, and I think many cultures, we get loud when we aren't feeling heard. And I think that is where much of this stems from for us parents. We don't feel listened to. Mm-hmm. And that hurts. And it's hard to deal with. My child is not listening to me. So I must get loud in order for them to listen to me. And is it because you're loud that they're listening to you, or is it because they're scared?
Oh, that's a good question. I mean, I don't feel like I start wailing and, losing it. However, I probably do shoot out some empty threats and maybe, but
fair.
Maybe they know they're empty.
Maybe. Well, nobody wants their parent to get excited, right? And it can take that, they get taken aback. Mm-hmm. And so I think mostly kids listen because they're scared of the noise, or they're scared of what might happen or might not happen, or what's the next level of this? Where is this going to go? Like, I am going to listen now because I'm nervous or I'm scared. So I don't think they're just listening because you're loud. And I wouldn't blame your family, your upbringing or your culture or anything for any of this. Loud is great. It's boisterous. It's fun. It's active. You guys get to be loud. Mm-hmm. It isn't because you're loud that they're not listening.
Yeah. Sometimes my daughter would be like, well, why are you yelling? And I'm like, I'm not yelling. I'm just telling you with passion.
Yeah, well, that's it. You're passionate. You're big. You're exuberant.
And I've asked you 4 times to get out of bed. But now I think I'm very passionate.
Right. Yes, exactly. Well, I think there's time for passion, right? In cheerleading, there's lots of time for passion. In cheering on your kids when they're in a sporting event, lots of time for passion. But I think in parenting, we want to stay as calm as we can. And that staying calm and self-regulated in really hard moments like when our children aren't listening to us, will get us better results. Having said that, though, what we see in our methodology is that connection and cooperation go hand in hand. And I think that's what you're really talking about, is that you're not getting your kids to cooperate with you. They're listening. They hear you, but they're not doing what you say. I think that's the bigger thing. And that's why it becomes so igniting. And that's why we go to yelling, is because we feel, for lack of a better word, disrespected.
Yes. Sometimes I'm like, do you not care what I'm saying?
100%. And that's why we get loud in those moments. You and me included. That's why we yell, because we're like, you're not listening to me. I am telling you something. And we feel offended and we take it personally. And so that's why we go 0 to 60 pretty quick. So a few things that we can do. One being staying calm and talking quieter is actually better.
Okay.
If you can do it. But you have to find that pause between the moment that they stop doing or not do what you ask. You have to find that pause before you get too elevated. The other thing is, I would just ask one time.
Okay.
Maybe two.
Okay.
But by 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, nobody's listening anyway. And who's getting angry? We are. Yeah. Because we keep asking something and no one's listening. And we just get more angry and more angry every time we ask.
Do I rephrase the request?
No, they're smart. They're not dumb. It's not that they don't understand the request.
Okay.
You abandoned the request.
Okay.
And you move to connection. Now, are you using connected parenting in your everyday life?
That was another question of mine. So yes, I think I have a wonderful connection with each of my girls. Right. However, the eldest is really needy of that one-on-one. When I divide the attention, she now is upset. Or connection means you're going to go buy me something, or we're going to go somewhere and do something. And I don't want that, because now you're almost taking advantage, or I shouldn't say taking advantage. Maybe you're not understanding what we're doing together. And it's not always you getting something out of the deal.
Right.
Right. And if I don't do, now we're back to square one.
Okay.
Now it's like, oh, I can't believe you didn't do that for me.
Right. And she's upset and off to the races and emotional. Yes. Okay. So connection is exactly what you're talking about. It's spending one-on-one time. It's, being in the presence of our kids, letting them do what they want to do in those moments. That is an amazing way to get connected. But it's about this much of the entire ideology around connected parenting. So what we suggest people do is do that at least once a day. We also recommend having limits and then using empathy when you have to have those limits. We also recommend using play, and we also recommend getting rid of all punishments, consequences, threats, bribes, yelling, and all of that stuff, because what those do is they erode the connection that we're trying to build. So beefing up on all the connective pieces, and we could talk about that as we move on, and I can see a space right here for your oldest. Beefing up on all those connective pieces and doing away with the threats, bribes, punishments, consequences, and yelling is how we get cooperation. And so in that moment, I would abandon the ask and I would try to get connected to whoever that kid is right there in that moment. I have 5 minutes. I have 5 minutes to do whatever you want to do. Let's hang out. I've got 5 minutes for you. Or who wants to wrestle? I'm ready to wrestle with whoever's ready to wrestle. And you use connection to get your child off track, because kids say no or don't, cooperate because their front brain, their prefrontal is offline. So what we want to do is try to get their brain back online before we ask them again. Because if we keep asking an off-track kid again and again and again, we're never going to get the results we want. So we abandon the ask and we go to connection. Now, a very nuanced thing is this can feel manipulative if you're not using connection in your everyday life all the time. And the only time you become playful or the only time you become connective is when you want them to do something. And we can't use it in that way. And it only really becomes that manipulative when it's the only time in which you're coming with connection to get something, because they'll be on to you in a second.
We're hitting pause for a moment to thank our sponsors. These brands make sure you can listen to this podcast for free. If you're a parent, you get it. There isn't time to research every single product you use in your home. That's why you need Blue Land. They're certified, safe, and clean by the EPA, and they get the job done without worrying about the impact they're having on your family, your children, or on you. Blue Land is on a mission to eliminate single-use plastic by reinventing cleaning essentials to be better for you and the planet with the same powerful clean you're used to. Just fill your reusable bottles with water, drop in the tablets, and wait for them to dissolve. You'll never have to grab bulky cleaning supplies on your grocery run. I'm always running out of room for extra bottles, and this makes things so much easier. Plus, Blue Land products are effective and affordable, with refill tablets starting at just $2.25. Blue Land products are independently tested to perform alongside major brands and are free from dyes, bleach, and harsh chemicals. And Blue Land is trusted by over 1 million homes, including mine. Celebrate Earth Month and make the switch today. Get 15% off your first order by going to blueland.com/peace. You won't want to miss this. blueland.com/peace for 15% off. Are you a mom who feels like you're juggling it all, but something just feels off? It could also be your hormones causing this chaos. Hormone Harmony contains science-backed herbal extracts called adaptogens. Now, here's the beauty of adaptogens. They help the body adapt to any stressors like chaotic hormonal changes that happen naturally throughout a woman's life. That's why Hormone Harmony is perfect for women of all ages who are struggling with life-disrupting symptoms such as PMS, like irritability, moodiness, discomfort, or uncontrollable cravings, and menopause with symptoms like hot flashes and night sweats. The results are impressive. There are over 40,000 reviews on their website. Women cannot stop talking about it on social media. A bottle of Hormone Harmony is sold every 24 seconds. So for a limited time, you can get 15% off your entire first order at happymammoth.com. Just use the code PEACE. Check out happymammoth.com. Use the code PEACE for 15% off today. Okay, back to the episode.
I think I struggle with being empathetic. I'm a very hard parent. Again, I kind of say that is cultural for me. I really lack that, and I think my daughter, my eldest, needs it the most, and I'm the hardest on her.
Of course, because she's pinging that for you, right? She needs something that you're not very well versed in. And so every time you feel her pulling that from you or wanting that from you, you get defensive almost like, I can't give that to you. And so it almost pushes you away from her. This is a good realization, Michaela, because she needs the empathy. And you're exactly right. Lots of insular cultures, mine included, do not have empathic adults. We were never treated with empathy. We have no idea what it feels like. And so we're like, well, I grew up without it. I don't need it. It's fine. You don't need empathy. Just pull yourself up. You're okay.
Yep.
But it will do with your oldest, it will have her want it even more and push to get it even more because she's not getting her needs met. And she needs that. So in this example where you said she really wants to go buy something for your time together.
Yeah.
I would just very kindly set the limit and say, sweetie, we're not going to go to whatever to get the thing. And then she's going to have a big protest. But I want to, but you never get me anything.
Yes.
Oh, you're so mean. You're the only mom that doesn't get anything for me.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Yep. And so our response is, I understand. I know this is really hard. I get you really wanted to do the thing. We're not doing it. We don't rescind the limit. We don't back off on the limit, but we are kind and steady and empathic. And we're not sickeningly sweet and we're not over the top. I get it. You really wanted to get the thing. We're not getting it. I understand you're upset. And then you let her lament as long as she needs to lament, and you stay present and connected and empathic. You don't have to stay, you don't have to say much, but you have to stay there and be present and recognize that for her, this seems like a big deal.
Yeah.
And tantrums for kids this age, she's 10, yeah?
She's 10.
Tantrums for kids this age is this complaining, pushing back, being upset. This is a tantrum for her.
Do they victimize themselves?
Yes.
Okay. I thought it was I said, she is,
No,
so this
she's
is
the
common.
only one. Oh yeah. So common.
Oh, you don't care for me like you care for the other two. And then it's like, she wants, more from me, and I'm trying to divide myself the best way I can. So, okay. So this is common.
And when you supply her with this empathy, it's just as connective as spending 20 minutes with her.
Mm-hmm.
It's a actual feature of connected parenting. And it's one of the ways we move the connection, we increase connection, is by supplying empathy. So even though it seems like, oh, I'm not getting the time with her, we're messing up our connection time. No, you're getting empathy to her, which is vital for a kid. So if you can sit through her tantrum long enough, she's going to expel all this stress. Now, it could be that she's having this tantrum with you because she had a fight with her friend at school.
Mm-hmm.
And she's using this moment to get upset. And maybe that's it. Who knows? It could be all different kinds of things. It might not be about you not buying her the thing.
Okay.
It could be about a million things. So if you give her the empathy, if you abandon the ask and return to the ask after you've created some sort of connection, if you keep your voice low when you're making requests and you don't get angry and yell, I think those things all together can give you, in a few weeks, probably would give you some relief.
Okay. So this is something that I'm going to implement quicker than.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. So speaking of tantrums.
Yes.
I'm going to skip my middle. Not that she's, doesn't come with something on her own. However, my youngest daughter is 3, the most independent, the one that gets the least of my attention, right? Because
makes sense.
We have, activities going on, and we work, and, we do have wonderful non-negotiables. Like, dinner time is everyone's sitting down all together. No one eats until everyone's home. So these are wonderful non-negotiables we have. However, she throws tantrums like I've never experienced. And I don't know how to handle it, because does she need just a timeout break? Like, a part of me is like, you need a break. I need to remove you from all this, because now she's throwing herself things. It's really something I have not experienced. I call her a sour patch, because first she's sour, then she's sweet.
That's she's totally normal. This happens all the time. My mentor, Patty from Hand in Hand Parenting, she told me once kids under 6 should have 2 to 3 tantrums a day. That's what's healthy for them.
Can't handle that.
I know. That's what she told me. And I was like, really? Are you serious? Okay, well, we're off to the races with that. But it's totally normal for 3-year-olds, 4-year-olds, 5, 6, 7, 8-year-olds to have tantrums every single day. So I think really reframing it in your own mind to say, these tantrums are normal, they're natural, and they're actually healthy because they offload feelings of stress and anxiety. So we want her to have the tantrums.
Okay. How do I bring her back?
Yeah, good question. So we want her to have the tantrums with you. Mm-hmm. With just like the tantrum we described with your oldest, where you're going to stay empathic and connected and present, and hopefully not get sucked into her sassiness. You have to do the same with the 3-year-old. Mm-hmm. I know you didn't want to eat that. I understand. I'm right here. I get it. And be quiet and calm and present during her tantrums. Now, if you need to take her somewhere, you go with her.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Go with her to her room or whatever, where you can keep her safe. She might try to throw things. She might try to hit you. She might try to kick you. Totally normal. Not abnormal at all. You try to keep yourself safe. I wouldn't say, I can't let you hit, I can't let you kick, because she's also, like your other daughter, offline. Mm-hmm. She can't comprehend what's going on. She's in a fear response. She doesn't even understand what she's doing. And she's not trying to hurt you. She's just in her own world in the moment.
Okay.
So if you can stay calm and connected to her during those tantrums, hopefully what we see is they crescendo and then they come down. And then by the end of it, they can give you eye contact and then it's over and then you move on.
Okay. So tantrums are normal.
Tantrums are normal. Unfortunately,
yes.
because think about it, we all have big upsets and cry. And how does it feel after you have a big cry with someone like your best friend? It feels good. We want them to feel that.
Yeah, this morning she had a tantrum and I moved her to the room and I said, you need to relax yourself. Because of course I'm getting things ready and okay, lunch has got to go out and all that. And my husband, who has lots of empathy, gave her just the biggest hug and she calmed down.
Sweet.
What I lack is what he takes over.
That's good. That's good. But I think this will be such a beautiful journey for you. Because I was like you. I was like, you're okay. Like, that's enough.
Yes.
You've had enough. You're okay. Nobody's bleeding. You're fine. But when I learned to have empathy, I started to also have empathy for myself and for my friends and for my partner and for my dad and for my sister and for all the people in my life. And it made my relationships so much richer. And I think people like you and I who lack empathy, it's because we were never given it. And so we're really hard on ourselves. And when we mess up, we beat ourselves up. And when we do the wrong thing, we talk negatively to ourselves. And so if you can give empathy to your kids, and then you can start giving empathy to yourself, it will give you a much safer space to have mistakes and for them too.
Yeah. And hopefully they will be empathetic towards others as they grow up.
Yeah. And I always think about it like, how do I want my grandkids to be treated? Do I want them not to have empathy? Because that would kill me if my little baby grandkids were not treated with empathy. And I don't know why that always triggers me, but it's like, it gives me, the fire to like keep doing it with my kids.
All right. More reflective on me and, how we can progress moving forward and applying all that.
Yeah. Parenting really is about the parents.
Yes.
Because they're kids. They're going to keep tantruming. They're going to keep begging to buy you, have you buy them something. They're just going to keep doing the things. They're not going to stop that. It's all about our response to it.
Okay.
You got this.
All right.
More connection, more cooperation, and be loud. But when you're loud, be fun.
Yeah. Yeah. And they also are on my cheerleading team, so they get it all.
That's so cute.
Yeah. Yeah.
All three of them?
Just the two.
Oh my gosh, that's so cute. I love it. My youngest is a dancer.
Okay.
But she's thought about, she's a competitive dancer, but she's thought about doing cheerleading in college.
Yeah, it's a really, it's something that gymnasts can bridge over, dancers can bridge over too. So
they have like these little dance squads that are cheerleaders, but they don't do the stunting or anything. They just dance. And so she's like, maybe I could do that.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah. We'll see. Being a dance mom's not that fun.
Yeah. Lots of money.
Lots
of money.
I have to work really hard just to keep her in dance. It's insane. It's totally insane.
And we want to give them everything,
I know.
We want to give them everything, but
2 more years.
I think you're done.
Yeah, I got balloons. Yes, thank God. Yes.
Oh, look at that.
Congratulations. Michaela, thank you so much for coming. I so appreciate it.
Thank you for having me. I really appreciate your wisdom and being able to speak with you. I follow you on Instagram. And this was wonderful for me.
Okay, good. Thank you. And thank you guys. Thanks for everybody who's listening. And we'll see you guys next time.
Hey there, Peace and Parenting family. If you love the podcast but wish to enjoy it without interruptions, your wish has come true. Introducing the ad-free version of the Peace and Parenting podcast, available exclusively on Apple Podcast. As a subscriber, you'll get all the heartfelt advice, parenting stories, and actionable tips you love without any ads. For less than the cost of a coffee each month, you will enjoy uninterrupted listening while also supporting our work to help you build stronger connections with your kids. Try it out for free. Simply find Peace in Parenting on Apple Podcasts, click Try Free, and you'll gain immediate access to our ad-free episodes. There's no commitment and you can cancel anytime. So if you're ready for a more peaceful, uninterrupted listening experience, subscribe now. Let's keep focusing on connection without the distractions.